Hello, hello, intuitive friends. Hello, intuitive friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second degree Reiki practitioner as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. All those links are down below. For those of you who are new to the channel, and for those of you who are my current subscribers and or visiting, welcome. Welcome back, intuitive friends. If you would like to be part of my community, all you need to do is click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell and all alerts, and you will be notified the moment that I am on doing a live. That being said, intuitive friends, today this is not a free reading. This is not a free reading. It is a reading for those of you who are interested in getting more information, more tea, more clarity on whatever it is that you have pending on your mind, whatever you've been thinking about, whatever's been going on. Now, please remember, intuitive friends, it is a $10 reading. And it is for 10 minutes. Sometimes I go a little bit over, but not that much. But it's more than the 5-minute readings that I do for the channel. Okay. So you'll get more clarity, you'll get more time, and it's what you want to ask about. Now, intuitive friends, down below in the description box, as well as in the chat, you will see examples. Okay. So I wrote examples of what the question, how you can structure the question, because it is an open-ended question. So how you can structure your question. And I'll go over that in a minute. I'm just, when I do these readings, I do have to get the entire arsenal out because I don't know what questions or what topics this may be, you're going to be asking. Some people ask about career, work, family. Okay. So I want to make sure that I have all the cards here, the decks that I may be called and pulled to use. That being said, intuitive friends, welcome, welcome. Let me see who's here. Let's see what's going on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Please note that if there is, because lately I've been noticing, if there is a glitch, just know that I'll be right back. Okay, so no worries there. All right, let's see. Let's make sure you guys can hear me. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right, awesome. You guys can hear me. Welcome. I see Rose Quartz. I see Monica. Oh, it didn't. It should. It should be on. Monica just says she tried to send a super chat, but it didn't go through. I'm not sure why. It should. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, it works. There you go. Rose Quartz. Welcome. Hello. Thank you, Rose Quartz. We're going to start with your reading. Monica, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why. Because Rose Quartz, it went through. Okay. Rose Quartz, it went through. Now, intuitive friends, if it's $9.99, it's fine. I can't see what the options are there for you. So if it's please let me know the options it shows. Not so much for this reading, but I do the you ask and I answer, and I placed $19.99, not for this one, for the you ask and I answer. Those are 15 minute readings, but Yeah, let me know what the options are. I have no idea. But Rose Quartz, thank you so much for your super. We're going to start with you, but first let's review the following. There we go, Monica. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Welcome, welcome. All right, intuitive friends. If you want to be part of the Let's Spill This Tea, then feel free to take a look at the examples below. Please know that this is not a free reading, but I will give you as much details as comes through. Okay. So let's take a look. It is a $10 or $9.99 super chat only reading. It's 10 minutes. You guys know sometimes I give a little bit more, but that's fine. What's going on with? Okay, that's what we're going to be focusing on. What's going on with fill in the blank? If you're interested to learn more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look at my credentials, my private readings, and testimonials. Now, my private readings are a little bit different. You get more information about certain other things. Okay, if you're interested in that, just shoot me an email through my either pathsofhealing.com website or through lexatarot@gmail.com. Okay, because that's like a whole menu. Like it's like literally a menu. It's and then you can pick other things there. So I do different things here on YouTube, and then of course I do different types of readings on the private sector. Okay. But examples of how you can word or fill in the blank, right, on the open-ended question is as follows. For example, what's going on with me and fill in the blank? Of course, this is if it's you and someone else. So someone else could be anyone. It could be your boss. It could be your sibling. It could be family. It could be your significant other. Okay, it could be anyone. All right, just let me know the relationship so that I can go straight and zoom straight to that. Okay. What's going on with my career? What's going on with my new connection? So and so, fill in the blank, ghosted me. What's going on with that ghoster? Okay. So just some examples there. Please read the legal disclaimer. I will be reading it also, so no worries, but always know that the legal disclaimer is down below. This is a 10-minute reading, and I will call you in the order that you've appeared on the super chat list. The legal disclaimer is as follows. These messages are for entertainment purposes only, and please remember that readings should never replace professional licensed medical, financial, therapeutic, legal advice or professional licensed medical, financial, therapeutic, legal help. My readings are for entertainment purposes only and are not replacements for getting licensed professional medical, financial, therapeutic, or legal advice. Okay. That being said, always know that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. And we're going to start with Rose Quartz, followed by, can you guys hear me? If you guys don't hear me or don't see me, let me know, okay? All right, let me know. All right, intuitive friends, let us begin with Rose Quartz. Okay, let's begin. All right, Rose Quartz, let's see what's going on between Tony and I. Okay, perfect. Let's find out what's going on between Tony and you. Inspiration. Where's that deck? Hold on, give me a second. Okay, give me a second because I gotta wait. Let's put this right here so that I could see if there's a issue with the connection, but here we go. Okay, now don't worry if there is an issue with the connection, which I hope doesn't happen, but if there is, I will come right back as soon as the connection restores. For whatever reason, I've been having a little bit of Wi-Fi issue, although we have had some outages here in New York or glitches, I should say. So there we go. All right, let's take a look here, Rose Quartz. What's the situation? What's going on here between Tony and you? Let's see what's going on between Tony and you. All right. What's going on between Tony and you? Ooh. All right, so we're going to take, this came like this. So I'm going to do that because it's like in between. Very interesting. All right, let's see what's going on. We'll talk about what that means in a minute. Give me 1 second. And let's see, Fates cross. Okay. All right. So you have one card that is like this way, and then the other one is face crossroads. Okay. So let's take a look, and I'll start timing after I read this card. It says, Moon Dreamer, love illuminates even in the darkest corners, and eternal renewal. In the cycle of life, understanding breeds hope for what comes next. Okay. So it's like right in between these two energies. So I'm feeling here that there seems to be a little bit of like turbulence here within the connection. Okay. There may be a little bit more tension, more argument, more, because I'm getting tense here. Okay. It's like right dead smack in the middle. And both of these energies are talking about what someone wishes or someone is hoping for, some type of like, I want something to be different. Okay, so it's 1:13 now. So at 1:23, I'll end the reading or around that time. But it's coming across as like there's this ambiguity, right? There's this sense of like not being certain or sure about whether this is the connection, whether it's what's going on within the connection. But there are moments here where there's a bit of confusion. Okay. Someone feels here that, maybe both of you, because this is between you and this is like a mutual energy. Both of you here in some way, shape, or form. One person may feel like they're being left in the dark, and the other person here is trying to figure out what may be coming next. And it does make sense now that I think about it, because this question is about you and him. So one of you could be in one energy and the other one could be in another energy. Now, who's in what energy? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. But it's coming across as, kind of like both of you feeling a certain way about this connection. One person feeling like they're being left out in the dark, or feeling like a bit like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're having these arguments. I don't know why we're having, this type of static or tension. And the other person is like, man, I just wish things were like they were before, or I wish that it wasn't as tense. I wish it would, we had this renewed type of energy. Now, what's interesting here is that you have both of you have fate's crossroads. In the weave of chance and choices, find the path of long-lasting legacies. So both of you may be in a mutual energy of reconsidering. Hello, Patty. Welcome. You're right after Monica, okay? Fate's crossroads is telling me here that it's like both of you may be at a crossroads right now. Both of you may be in this mutual energy of internal confusion or some type of indecision. Not being sure about something here within the connection. Now, whether that's, not sure where it's going, or whether there's an uncertainty here about fill in the blank, whatever you both have been discussing or getting upset about or arguing or kind of, head bumping here. Okay. So let's see what else is coming through here in this reading. Give me more clarity here. What's going on between Rose Quartz and Tony? What's going on here between Rose Quartz? Ooh, keeping appearances. Okay. You know, the energy that I'm getting here, it's like there's this energy of coasting. There's this energy here of like both of you in your own ways showing, okay? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay, it's a donation. Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Patty. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your donation, my love. Rose Quartz, it feels like this coasting energy. That's number one. And it feels like you both of you presenting an energy of like, yeah, we're okay. Yeah, we may be having these arguments or disagreements or tension, but we're okay. But underneath, something is rumbling. You know what I mean? Something is in this energy of coasting, not being sure, feeling like things aren't the way they used to be. Maybe even here at a crossroad, being uncertain, apprehensive about something here. And it has a lot to do with the obstacles both of you are enduring right now and the emotions that are rising from those obstacles. Okay. If you see this person, by the way, I see this card upside down. Okay. So, you know, this stability that was being felt before within the connection may not be something that is being felt now. You see what I'm saying? Clearing the air. Clearing the air. What's going on here? Something's going on beneath the surface. Something needs to be discussed, or there's this energy where like we've discussed this so much that it's tense. Clearing the air says misunderstandings through communication, right? One person feels like they're being left out in the dark, and the other person is trying to figure out, well, I don't know what to do in this situation. There's a lot of obstacles, or if there's not a lot, there's one obstacle that is creating a very big, tense, emotional situation here for the both of you. So what's going on in this connection is that there seems to be friction. And the thing is, and I want to just kind of, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, okay? So I want to be very clear here, Rose Quartz, but I'm going to give you the following example. The fact that keeping appearances is here, it's as if someone here, or both of you, because this is a mutual energy, both of you in your own way are making it seem like everything's okay, although something doesn't feel okay. So maybe the texts are still happening and the exchanges and the talking and the whatever is still happening on the outside, but more is happening underneath emotionally here. Okay. So that's how this is coming through. Let's get more tea here. Let's get more tea. I want more tea. All right. So there's definitely something is brewing here underneath. And whatever this is needs to be discussed either again, or some sense of clarity needs to be had, especially with the fact that, you know, whatever these choices are. And it feels like, you know, there's this kind of like, this relationship is at a crossroads. Should we continue together or should we not? Okay. So let's see. And the thing is that this is the emotion that's being felt, but no one is saying that with their, you know, no one is saying that with words, but it's being felt here. Like there is some tension here. sunglasses, watching, looking, focusing out. You see, you may be feeling here. I said coasting before, validation, confirmation on that, because sunglasses is coasting. Sunglasses is we're watching to see how things roll. You know, I don't want to be the first one to talk about breakup, and the other one, I don't want to be the first one to talk about breakup. I don't want to bring it to the table, but it's feeling a bit tense, so much so that there's something here that's being considered as a choice, whatever that is, whether it's I stay or I go, whether it is you move left, I move right, whether it's we compromise on this, whatever this is. But there's this energy here of watching and seeing how this goes. Now here's the thing with that energy. This energy of just watching and coasting, like I said here, with keeping appearances, is not going to be able to resolve this issue. What's going to be able to bring light to this issue and more clarity is communication, like literally having to say what needs to be said and then making a choice from the said conversation, making an informed choice here. Look at that. That just flipped over by itself. Separation. See? Separation and the chaser. There may be a runner chaser dynamic here. One person may be pulling in one direction, the other one is trying to chase. Okay. So remember, we don't chase, we attract. People that don't want to be around us, then bye-bye. Have fun on your own. When you come back, I'm going to be dating somebody else. If you're not taking care of the connection, then I'm single. You know what I mean? And so here we have separation. So there could be an emotional separation, physical separation, mental separation, meaning I'm not thinking about the connection. I just need to have a time out, but they're not saying it. Someone here, it feels like both of you are not saying that, but you're doing that undercover, behind the scenes. Okay. It's like, how many times can we have this conversation? How many times can, we go back to the same old, same old? All right. Separation says here, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning. Remember about that uncertainty? Here you go. Unsure of the future. Again, this connection is at a crossroads here with the both of you. Chaser, there may be some codependent energies here. Someone may have a fear of intimacy. Another person may have a fear of abandonment, which is why this connection is continuing to coast. Okay. I'm going to give you 2 more decks. We're already at 124. So I'm just going to give you one more, this deck, and then I'm going to give you another deck for advice. But let's see, give me more here. Hopefully this is making sense to you here, rose quartz. But that's what I am seeing here. You know what I mean? Like, there's something underneath it all, and they're decisions that either people are wondering about, you and your partner, or you and this person. And it's like, even if there isn't a physical separation, there's an emotional separation. And if there is a physical separation, there's even more. There's an energetic separation here. Okay. It's like someone's afraid of abandonment. Another one is afraid of intimacy. And so there's this kind of tug and pull here, whatever the storyline may be here for the both of you. But give me more here. What needs to be? Give me some more tea here. More tea. I hope these messages are making sense to you. But that's the energy that I'm picking up here. Support. I'm here to support and elevate you while expecting nothing in return. Okay. So there may be here this energy underneath all of this. Ooh. Okay. You saw that? Support and bad news. Okay. So one person may be, that was very interesting. One person may be like, I really want to support this connection. I want things to move forward. I want this to work. hence the chaser. Okay, makes sense. And there may be another person that may not be on the same wavelength here. Bad news. Unfortunately, there's something difficult I need to share with you. You see what I'm saying? Someone else is holding something back. So I feel, and that's the reason, there's always validation confirmation here. That's the reason why this card came out on the horizontal, which was very interesting because that's how it popped out. Horizontally, one person wants to make it work, another person is like, listen, I don't know if I want to make this work. I don't know if I want to continue to move in that direction. Okay, so again, even though this may not be said, it is something that is being felt. All right, let's take a look here at your last and final card. I hope this has given you some type of clarity. Eventually someone here needs to be the bigger person and make certain decisions and stick to whatever decision is made here. Okay, because it feels like two people coasting and two people maybe being in a very different energy, but being either afraid or apprehensive of sharing where their stance is in something. And it's causing a lot of emotional obstacles here, All right. Last but not least, rose quartz. Let's see what's coming through for you. Up next, we have Monica. And we have here fear. You see, I said it. Someone's afraid of either being left alone. So there's a fear of abandonment here, or there's a fear of intimacy. And it's like, I've invested so much in this connection that I don't want to give up. And then there's someone here going like, yeah, I invested so much in this connection, but I don't feel like it's moving in the direction that I want. So those are the fears that are coming through. And it says, Rose Quartz, this is for you, okay? It says fear, you're thinking about all that could go wrong, but what about all the things that could go right? Make a paradigm shift in your thinking and take inspired action anyway. So it's identifying, are you or is this person in this runner chaser dynamic? What codependent energies are being presented through the fears and apprehension and in the indecisions here? And someone is going to need to take a step forward and say, okay, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of coasting. I'm tired of seeing if things are going to change. I'm tired of making it seem and going through this motion of, texting, going out, I love you, we're together, but there's something that does not feel right. There is a distance here. And someone may be putting a little bit more effort than they should in this runner chaser situation. And it could be the person that, again, maybe brings up, one person is in a supportive energy. I want to support. I want us to go, we can do this. Another person is like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I might not be in that same energy. Okay. So there's certain fears that are really shining through in this connection. Okay. All right, Rose Quartz, I hope this is giving you some type of clarity. And Rose Quartz, thank you so much for stopping by and, doing this reading here. Hopefully it's made some sense here, and hopefully it's giving you the sense of clarity that you need in order to make certain decisions here, okay? All right, thank you so much, Rose Quartz. And up next, we have Monica. But before I jump into Monica's reading, intuitive friends, I do want to mention the following. This is not a free reading. However, if you want to donate, and I do want to give a special shout out here to Patty. Patty, thank you so much for your beautiful donation. I greatly appreciate it. This is a $10 reading or a $9.99 reading. So if you are interested in gaining more clarity on something that may be going on in your personal life, then I'm going to give you a 10-minute reading. All you need to do is drop a $10 super chat or super sticker. If you live in a place where the currency is different, then please make sure, intuitive friends, that it's the same equivalent to $10 of USD currency, okay? All right, intuitive friends. Again, this is not a free reading. This is a reading for those of you who are really interested in gaining more clarity on a specific question. Okay, and the question is a fill in the blank. Let's say thank you to Butterfly. I just saw Butterfly here. Thank you so much, Butterfly, for joining. Thank you so much for taking over in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time and your generosity. All right, let's get going here, intuitive friends. My name is Lexa Tarot, if this is the first time that you are stopping by, and I am a second degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. Okay, and if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. All my information is down below, okay? That being said, intuitive friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, for those of you who have just subscribed to the channel, welcome and thank you. And for those of you who are my current subscribers, we're back. We're spilling some tea. Okay, we're spilling some tea. I think this is our first spilling of the tea in 2026, I want to say. I don't remember, actually. I don't know if this is the first one I've done since I've been back, but there we go. All right, up next, we have Monica. Monica is up next. All right, so Monica, your question, what's going on with my day job? It's been some drama and everybody is forced to work at the office. Okay, so let's see what office drama is going on here. What's going on with your day job? Okay, so let's see what's coming through here. Okay, so let's actually start with this one. Okay, office drama here. What's going on with Monica's day job? Ooh, okay. What's going on here? All right, so there's definitely some type of friction going on at your job behind the scenes. Okay, here with the whip, this is something that they've been this may be like the whole entire company or office. Okay, so I'm just going to channel what's coming through. So it's 134. So now I know 144, I should be almost done. But the whip is about an energy that's consistent. So there's been some consistent issues at work. I'm not saying it has to do with you, but it's just maybe in general. Okay, whatever these problems, complications, situations, and conflicts are coming through, and it's as if you got to think back about what maybe they've been talking about in a very roundabout way, because there's something about that, something that your job has been communicating, not just recently. I'm talking about way before. So you got to think back. They've been communicating about something in a very roundabout way. They don't want to say something is in jeopardy or that something isn't going smoothly, but they may be talking about, there may have been some type of meetings, like a lot of meetings maybe last year, towards the end of last year. Okay, so I'm getting here there's something about your job wanting to seem like everything is okay financially, or that things are going very well when it comes through, like, we're doing well, there's nothing for you guys to worry about. but there may be something happening behind the scenes. Okay? So they're communicating those conflicts, problems, or situations. They're communicating it, but they're communicating it in a very positive way. But there's more here. So I want to know what's going on. But that's what I'm getting so far. So you need to figure out here by just thinking about what this may be. Okay? There's something you got to decipher. You got to be a detective here in a way. You got to decipher. It's in emails already. It's in what has been either emailed or what has been discussed or in the meetings. They're not making it seem as challenging as it really is. There's kind of like, yeah, everything is great. We're happy to be here. Let's, let's create more unity. We're making these changes because we want more of it more of an office supportive culture, but that may not be the case. There's something going on behind the scenes. Okay. All right, let's get more clarity here. Give me more clarity here on the whip. What's going on here with the whip? The whip is the conflict or the problem. What's going on here with this drama with Monica in her day job? What's going on here? Fire. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Okay. Someone may have been using or mismanaging, and I'm not just saying one person. There could be multiple. Okay. I'm going to go with what's coming through. The first thing that I was saying at the top of the reading is something is not as it seems. So money matters may not be going in the direction that they are wishing, hoping, or expecting. They're feeling the crunch of the lack of abundance or the lack of prosperity the company is feeling. I'm telling you, I don't care if they're telling you everything is okay. I'm telling you something isn't. That whip, and this has been ongoing. So maybe it's gotten to the point where the finances, because this is fish is all about the abundance, wealth, and finance. It's gotten to the point that they're really feeling the lack of prosperity or abundance here in the company. And they're making people work in the office to increase productivity. Okay. Because if they can see everyone in the office, then they can, in a way, assess and observe. Now that people are in the office, now is the money going to be the same that we're raking in, right? So they are trying to figure out if this issue that they're having behind the scenes, which you may not know about, but they're communicating it in a way that's very positive. They want to see if our finances are going low, or whether it's money, whether it's their net revenue, whether it's their quarters. Maybe the quarters weren't doing that great. Listen, I don't know anything about finance. I'm just channeling what I'm getting. Whatever it is, there has been some type of maybe financial hit. If it's not financial, it has to be financial, because we're talking about jobs and companies. Is always about money. Okay. So they're trying to kind of figure out, are the money problems that we're having, are we having it because people are not being productive or as productive working from home? Or are the money issues that we're having because there's something that we need to restructure in the company, something that we need to restructure in what we're doing? So they want to make sure they have their eye on whatever this is. Okay. And I don't know what your job is. I don't know what this, entails. But when they have everyone in the office where they can physically see what people are doing, and they can then say, now we have everyone here Everyone's being more productive here. Now, will our finances change? Okay, because there could be something here having to do with this is money. It's a money situation, but they're not saying it that way. Now, that's one thing if it's money. Number two, it could be that they feel that people are not being as productive at home. And maybe the money issue isn't that big of a deal, but it's enough that they've been watching a decrease over time. And so it's not super alarming, right? It's not super alarming because we have the heart here. It's not super alarming, but it's enough that it's giving the sense that something is trending downward. And they want to, cut the bleeding process here. Okay? They want to seal the situation before it gets worse. So we have here fire that just jumped out of the deck. It says reckless actions lead to conflict. So they want to see, are we investing in a way that's being productive or non-productive? Okay. And time is one of the ways that they can see what this may be about. If everyone is in the office and they can manage the productivity. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Once they have everyone back in the office, if the numbers don't shift, they may start having a talk about what major things are going to be shifting in the company, whether it's company, project, department, roles, okay? But they're not getting the results that they were expecting or that they wish they had. And it could be all about money, wealth, abundance, prosperity, the fish. Something is not flowing freely here. And the fact that the fire is here, there you go, mystic circles. Your abilities will be enhanced. I told you. I just said this. This is validation confirmation. I just said they want everybody in the office because they want to maximize productivity, period. And the reason why they want to maximize productivity is because something here is on a downward spiral. Whether it's money, whether it's, I mean, again, I feel it's like it's a money matter. Okay, so they want to make sure. They want to make sure everyone is doing what they need to do so that productivity could be enhanced. I mean, it can't be, it's unbelievable. It's the same thing I said though, but it's true. This is what's coming through, So it's not so much about you as much as it is a whole team situation. Okay. So there's a whole team situation here, and they want to get down to the nitty gritty. They want to get down to efficiency. We want to make more money. We want to make sure that we're getting what we're putting forth here with our team and our workers. Now, they're not going to say it in that way, right? Because they're not going to create an office culture that is kind of like putting the whip back on something, right? It's like they don't want a tense situation, but they do know okay, I just see here Rose Quartz just wrote something. Rose Quartz, I'll read it in a minute. Hang on, Rose Quartz, because I don't know what it says, because it's a little bit far from where I'm reading, but Rose Quartz, don't go anywhere, okay? Let's see what you just wrote about. All right, but let's see here, Monica. All right, let's see here, Monica. What else is coming through here for you? Yeah, see? Something is shifting, the winds of change. And it's something that is, yeah. Okay. Very, very interesting. Listen carefully, Monica. Number one, what you're feeling is correct. Your intuition is on point. Something here is shifting. Okay. Your intuition is telling you something's not right. Something feels off. Something isn't where it needs to be. 100%. Okay. There's some unseen changes that are happening that you're not aware about. But it's very important for you not to be stressed. Do not stress yourself. Don't worry about what may have happened in the past, and don't be anxious about what may be happening in the near future. What you need to focus on is increasing the productivity in yourself and making sure that everyone on the team is pretty much on that same energy. Okay. So the here and now is being fully present. When you get caught up in your head, you need to bring down your energy, your fear, your anxiety to like being present. I am amazing. I am, the nighttime affirmations are really good also on the channel. You know that on the energy healing and daily affirmation playlist. Take a look at that. Say that before you go to sleep every night. Okay. Get yourself centered so that you can really move forward. But whatever this is, the winds of change are happening not just with you, it's with everyone here. You see the number 12, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So it's everyone in the either team, department, or in the company. You need to stay present and you need to stay fully grounded. Work on your root chakra, 396 hertz. Okay. Allow yourself to, be grounded so that you can also work on your crown chakra, 963 hertz. Okay. So you may be getting sign symbol synchronicities here from the universe, kind of letting you know here, hello, there's, go in this direction or pay attention to this. Okay. But don't get too caught up in your emotions, because when emotions trump logic, then you get all sorts of anxiety and can't sleep and all that. So your guides want you to be centered, to understand that there's a lot going on at work. A lot may, the Hermit card in tarot. Yeah. You see, that just popped out of the deck. Like I said, take it easy. Am I holding this in the... No, okay. Just making sure. Am I holding this reverse? Oh, I am. No wonder. Okay, because that came out reverse. I'm like, my deck is in reverse. So, Monica, the Hermit card, Virgo energy. Okay. Observe, assess. Okay. Allow yourself to go with the flow of what's going on. Okay. You have the wisdom, the intelligence, but also the know-how on how to move in this energy that's going on at work. Okay. So be attentive. Okay. Don't allow your emotions to override your intelligence. Okay. So keep it calm, cool, collected, but listen to your intuition as you're moving through this time period here with your job. All right, let's see what else is coming through. And then we're going to give you 5 of Wands. Yeah, look at that. There's a lot of competition at work. There's a lot of competition here happening at work. If it's not competition, there's misunderstandings, there's friction, where there is internal conflict within the company, or external conflicts, meaning people, just people in management or people in higher up, like thinking very different things because they're trying to figure out how to get back either money or clients or projects or whatever this is. So this makes a whole lot of sense. They may have lost some opportunities here at your job. They may have lost contracts or projects, or there may have been some type of dissatisfaction from people that, or maybe something wasn't maximized. And this may be also a reason why they're asking everyone to come in. People may have right now this mindset or this energy that they don't want to go back into physically going to work because they want to be working from home. However, That's a very big friction here, because especially if there's been this energy where we've worked from home, and we're doing fine, right? The workers think we're doing fine because we're working from home, but management or the higher ups in the sweet seats are looking at the fiscal. Okay, they're looking at the money. If the money is not adding up to what it used to be last year, the same quarter, then something's going on, right? And so it's at a point where the mindset here is either you guys go in physically to work, or there's going to be some type of financial situation here happening at work. So it's like, I'd rather go to work than not have a job at all, right? So that's the type of energy that I'm getting here. Last but not least, okay, last but not least here, Monica, hopefully this is giving you a lot of clarity. Please let me know if these messages have resonated after the reading. But that's what I'm getting here. This advice is for you. It says protect boundaries, okay? Protect boundaries. It says you naturally give to others, but now is the time to protect your energy. Set healthy boundaries around your space in order to avoid being drained. Validation confirmation, what I was telling you. Work on your root chakra, 396 hertz, your crown chakra, 963 hertz. Okay. Do the nighttime affirmation before you go to sleep every night. Don't stress. Your intuition will guide you. You will start seeing, okay, listen, I feel I got to do this in order to make this better. You need to show that you are, an important asset to the team, as you've always been. And so set your healthy boundaries to protect your space, to avoid being drained. Protecting yourself isn't selfish. Only then can you continue to help others. Okay? All right. So you got to make sure you're not draining and stressing and losing sleep and in an energy of fear, anxiety, worry, and concern, because that's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help you, and it's not going to help your productivity at work. Okay. So super important. I, like it says here, you're a person who's generous and who likes to help others. But now is the time for you to watch your own boat. You know what I mean? If helping others means that you're losing focus on your own projects or your own responsibilities or job description, then it's like people are going to have to kind of fend on their own on this one, not in a selfish way, but in a way that people just need to, also be as productive, because if they're not being productive, then they shouldn't be part of this team. You know what I mean? And I feel that that's what your company wants to see. They want to see who are the slackers, who's slacking. Okay. Who's slacking? Okay. Don't get caught up in the drama. Don't get caught up in the gossip. Don't get caught up in the friction that's going to happen, because a lot of people are not going to be happy about having to work back physically in the office. But in your mind, you say to yourself, it's either working back physically in the office, or it's going to end up not having a job. Okay. And before that even happens, I feel it's more about merger, maybe the next thing that they're talking about behind the scenes. Okay. So company merger, maybe something that they're considering. I don't feel that this is something that they've talked to people about yet. I don't feel that this is something that they'll even mention, but I did get company merger before. Okay. And if companies do merge, and I'm not saying it will, I'm saying if this by having all of you work in person does not course correct the lack of money, there may be some type of either merger, or they're going to start cutting people who are not productive on the team. That's why it's super important for you to focus on you. You need to shine, because once they start cutting people out and reducing the team, you want to be that person that stays on the team. Okay. So that being said, Monica, I hope these messages have been insightful. Things are looking good here, as long as you are focusing on you and you're taking care of you physically, emotionally, financially, energetically, spiritually. Okay. So I don't feel that this is going to affect you because you now know what's happening behind the scenes. You have the upper hand here, okay, with all this that came through in the readings. So yeah, thank you so much. All right. All right. Thank you so much here, Monica. Up next, who do we have up next? Up next, we have Baker. Baker 215. Baker 215, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. By the way, I do want to say a special thanks for Patty Alvarez, 5. Patty Alvarez, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it, my love. Okay. And let's give a round of applause and thank you for Butterfly, who's taking care of the chats here. Thank you so much. And Butterfly, if you could do, I'm gonna make the announcement now, and then maybe you wanna write that also in the chat. Tomorrow, those of you who are members only, listen up. Members only, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. I'm doing an appreciation reading for you all tomorrow. If you are a member, there's a poll in the members only tab or in the members only community post. Take a look at the members only post and vote for the topic. You are going to get your own individualized free reading tomorrow as being part of the membership only tier. So if you want to be part of that, you got to come, and number one, you got to be a member. Okay, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And then another thing is you got to vote so that we have everyone's preferences. Okay. That being said, hello, Baker. Baker said, glad to be here. Happy I caught you. Yes, I'm happy I'm here also. But let me see here what Rose Quartz wrote. And by the way, thank you, Rose Quartz, for coming before. So Rose Quartz says, during my reading, I kept thinking it didn't make sense. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Sometimes when messages come through, it might not make sense at that moment, but there you go. You wrote, but after I thought about it and I realized your reading referred to what happened the past few days to lead to our breakup. Aha. So there you go. You were getting clarity on what was going on before both of you parted ways. Look at that. Thank you for the validation confirmation. It says we both walked away from the relationship on Wednesday. I get it now. Wow. Yeah. Because I was getting like this, and it came through in the reading. It said, separated. Okay. It said separation. I'm sorry to hear that, but you know what? Something better will come along, a better connection that understands you and you understand them, and something that's more free flowing. Okay. So sad to hear that there was a breakup here, but it in the reading it was looking like, yep, there's people going their separate ways. But maybe, listen, maybe you needed to, because I always say, when you want to do a reading, you may have in your mind what you want to hear, right? But sometimes there are things that you need to hear, not what you want to hear, but what you need to know or to hear. And maybe not now because the breakup has been recent, but maybe at some future time, once you're going through the healing process, you may have in your mind, like, why did so-and-so and I break up? Why did we break up? And this is already giving you the why. This is giving you the tea on what was going on behind the scenes and why things may have potentially or possibly gone their separate directions. But thank you so much, Rose Quartz, for sharing that. I greatly appreciate it. All right, so up next we have Baker. Baker 215 is up next, but before I jump into Baker 215's reading, I want to say welcome, intuitive friends. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you are participating in the $10 super chat live, or whether you are donating. Thank you so much, Patty Alvarez. Again, thank you for your beautiful donation. I greatly appreciate it. For those of you who are subscribing to the channel, thank you again for being here and for subscribing. And for those of you who are my current subscribers and you're just stopping by just to give a thumbs up, I greatly appreciate your support. And Twitter friends, my name is Lexa Tarot, and I am by the way, Monica, fire sign Aries. Aries time frame is coming up, so just keep an eye out for that, okay? I don't know if you're still here, Monica, but I just saw the fire and I just heard Aries. So I want to say that Aries season, there may be something happening here. Maybe that's the beginning of the first quarter. I don't know for your job, but there you go. Intuitive friends, if you are new to the channel, my name is Lexa Tarot. I am a second degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. Listen, I'm going to be here for a while, okay, intuitive friends? You know, I'm going to be here for a bit. All right. So if you are really interested in finding out more about something that's been on your mind, this is the way to do it. Okay. It is a $10 reading, especially if you are coming from, my twin flame, Lila, is an Aries. Oh, there you go. Well, Aries season is coming up. We still got to go through Pisces season, but you know, it's coming. Aquarius, I'm sorry, we still need to go through Aquarius, Pisces, and then Aries season. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna jump into Baker 215's reading, but for those of you who are interested, come join the fun. Okay. Yes, I write 10 minutes, but listen, guys, you already know, intuitive friends, sometimes I go over, so sometimes you get a little bit more than 10 minutes, and I think for $10 is not a bad deal, okay, compared to what's going on YouTube in general. Okay. No shade to anyone. I'm just saying, I gotta say what I see and what I observe. But yeah, you guys know, you know, what I'm about. So if you already know, you've had free readings with me, you already know you're gonna get validation confirmation. Okay, so make sure if you are part of the membership tier, okay, and this is I appreciate you, okay, because tier number 1 doesn't get free readings. I'm sorry, tier number 1 doesn't get readings at all, but it's my way of saying thanks to you guys. Okay, so if you are part of the membership tier, and it is a monthly membership. If you're in tier number 1, tier number 2, or tier number 3, tomorrow's going to be it. I'm going to come back 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time until 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But hey, listen, if more of you are going to join in, I'll stay a little longer even for that. But you're going to get readings. Just make sure you vote on that poll. Okay, that's going to be important. All right. So I also have a very special thing going on with my memberships only, but you got to be there. Okay, you got to be there. Okay, I'm thinking about giving a free reading, one of my freebies on my personal private platform. Okay, so if you want to be kind of in that, you got to be in it to win it. All right, and by the way, those of you who are watching me now, you're the first ones to hear about it, because I haven't told my members yet. All right, so be there tomorrow so that you could be part. Okay, I'm going to write everyone's name on a little square thing, put it in a bowl, you know, shuffle, 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 and then just let it roll. Okay, so you can end up getting a Zoom free reading with me. Again, that's going to be a 15-minute reading or 20-minute reading. Haven't figured it out, but yeah, so there you go. So you want to be part of that. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be members only, and it's my way of saying thank you to those of you who are my members. Okay, that being said, let us jump here. Oh, Ascending Butterfly. Hello, Ascending Butterfly. Welcome to the Oracle of Revelation. Thank you so much. Oracle of Revelation, you're going to get a lot there with that tier. That's tier number 3. Okay, so that means you're going to get a 1 minute, 15-minute you ask and I answer once a month. You're going to get 1 topic reading monthly and everything else. So that's a really good value. So thank you so much for being part of the Oracle of Revelation. Is that tier number 3? Yeah, that is tier number 3. Yeah, so thank you so much for that. All right. All right, and Twitter friends, Baker215 is like, Lexa Tarot, I want to know what's going on. So let's find out, Baker, I don't know why I said Baker, but Bake215, what's going on with me and Lila's connection? No contact. How does she feel about me? Ooh, juicy, juicy. We're going to get what's going on with Lila. No contact. You and Lila, no contact. Okay, let's see what's going on. Baker215, as always, just a reminder that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. Let's see here. Let me, okay. I'm getting like, I'm seeing this deck and I'm seeing this other deck. And it's like, well, which one do you guys want me to do first, you know? But okay, those are the 2 decks I definitely have to do. So let's jump into the reading. All right, Bake215. Let's see what's going on with Lila and Bake215. I like to be very specific on what's going on with Baker and Bake215 and Lila. Okay, so what's going on with Bake215 and Lila? It is a no contact energy. Let's see what's coming through. All right, now this deck has messages on both ends of the cards here. So what's going on here between Bake215 and Lila? Let's spill some tea. We have here oh my God, I said labyrinthid. I was seeing labyrinth. Isn't that crazy? I'll say labyrinthid. I've never heard that word being used in that way. That's because it says liberated. But the fact that I saw labyrinth here, even though that this is not what it says, you know, labyrinth is like a maze. So before I even read what's here, before I show you what's here, I'm getting like there's this kind of like maze situation. It's like you may be going through your own kind of path in the way that you're moving, and Lila may be moving in her own path and how she's moving. But there's a little bit of like, I don't want to say issues or problems, but it's not feeling free flowing. It's feeling like thinking about every step. So whether it's like both of you are thinking of each other, even though you have diverted to separate paths. By the way, it's 2:09. So now I know at 2:20 I should be done with your reading. But that's what I'm getting here. I'm getting this sense of like, not only did I say labyrinth, but I'm literally seeing a labyrinth, okay? Because it's like a maze is how I'm seeing it. Like how my guides are showing, they're like showing me like a maze. You know what it is? I don't know if you ever saw the movie The Labyrinth, but not the one from the 80s. It's the one that Benicio del Toro, I think it's in Spanish, and then it's like dubbed in English, you know, whatever. And there's a part, because I'm seeing like hedges creating a maze. It's like 2 people now having to go their separate ways or choosing to go to separate ways. And they're going through the maze of life, okay? Of life. They're going on their journey, but it feels a little uncomfortable because I don't have the other person there with me. You see what I'm saying? So that's the clairvoyant scene that I'm seeing in my mind's eye. And it's interesting because this here has nothing to do with labyrinth, but that's what I said. And I said labyrinthid. What? And I'm seeing a maze, but a maze made of like green leaves. So it feels like either this breakup was fresh or recent. I would say maybe the last 3 months or so, or 4 months. How long is a season? A season is 4 months. So it because I'm seeing green. So it may be just recently. Okay, maybe within the 4 months, there may have been a breakup, separation, or divorce here between you and Lila. Because the hedges, I'm seeing the maze with a hedge with leaves, like green leaves. They're like really pretty. They're healthy, they're green, they're vibrant. But the person who's walking through the labyrinth of this like hedge type of leaves, type of maze, is going through it like they're going through the maze, but it's like not, it doesn't feel as fulfilled or as satisfied, right? It doesn't feel the same going through it by yourselves as it may have felt going together. Okay, so hopefully I've given you clarity on that. Now it says liberated path, embrace freedom as you break through, taking steps towards your true potential. So both of you are moving in your own journey, in your own maze, in your own kind of like in your own paths. I want to say something here. I don't feel a sense of like I'm happy I'm doing this. It feels more like this is what we're doing. But I want to get more because I don't feel like it's like I'm happy, I'm free. I feel like there's a sense of sadness here. There's a sense of like I wish it wasn't the case, or I wish it wasn't like this. Okay, because if you take a look in the upright position, the person is running, skipping, hopping, right? They look very happy and free, but that's not how it came out. It came out in the reverse. So both of you are, you know, going through your journeys, going through your own paths right now in your own ways, but there's a little bit of this energy behind your minds, kind of like, I wonder how so and so is doing. I wonder how this sense of going our separate ways, I wonder how so and so is handling it. You see? So, although both of you are, I'm sorry, I don't want to show. Okay, there we go. Even though both of you are in different paths, there is a part of you that still think about each other. And I know that wasn't part of the question, but I need to tell you that that's happening behind the scenes. Even if whatever you both experience in a very different way and choose to move through and make certain choices and career and love and whatever it is that you choose to do independently, I feel that there is a very deep connection here between the both of you. And there's this kind of like you both have left an imprint on each other's energy. Okay. So let's see what's going on here between Baker 215 and Lila. This is a no contact or no, what is it? How did you write it? This is a, no contact type of connection here. Yeah, I feel like there's this still kind of like, I wonder if even like you kind of go through your own stuff in life, the horse, assistance, control. Yeah, there's a lot of thinking about the past or recent past, the Arrow Master. I'm not surprised this is here. Both of you are individually thinking a lot about your own journey right now. Okay, so what's going on? You're going through your own journeys, but listen carefully. Through life or through the life of the connection that you had in the past or recent past, there was a sense of teamwork that both of you may have developed with each other, whether it was sharing the highs and lows, whether it was this kind of intertwined energy with each other, that although you both have gone your separate ways, as Liberated Path has said, and as the labyrinth maze that I saw intuitively with the green leaves, there's a part of, like I said, there's a part of that energy that still exists here, even if you date someone else, even if she dates someone else, there's a little bit of this energy here of this kind of like energetic cord between each other. Okay. So it's kind of like I'm getting like a bittersweet type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm not getting, yay, I'm liberated from this horrible, connection. That's not what I'm getting. I'm getting kind of like it's more like a bittersweet type of energy. And what's going on right now between the both of you is both of you are very laser focused on the things that you need to do in life. The Arrow Master is here. The Arrow Master says hitting the mark, intention. In order for both of you to be focused on your next milestone in your life, there's a lot having to for both of you to emotionally detach from each other, right? And this is why this is making so much sense, because as I said at the top of the reading, I feel that although there is a physical disconnect, there is a no contact here. Okay, you're not contacting Lila's not contacting you, but there's this like energetic thread that is connecting both of you, no matter what both of you are doing new in your own lives right now. So although there is a physical detachment, maybe a communicative detachment, meaning there's no contact, there's silence here, both of you are very, very intentional on what you want to get accomplished in your own life. Okay. So this is looking like, two people who just need to grow and need to experience and need to move in a whole different way. To grow, whether it's grow in career, whether it's grow emotionally, whether it's grow maturity wise, whether it's we need to expand and see what the world holds individually. But I do feel that both of you were kind of like each other's cheerleader type of energy. That I mean, like I'm rooting for you, I'm here for you, like, and maybe that's the energy, like I said at the top of the reading, as the person is going through the labyrinth, there's this kind of like, man, I'm going through this maze. I used to get, and I said that before, I used to get some type of support or assistance, or we used to do it together. It was more like a teamwork effort. And now I got to do it on my own. Now I got to focus on where I'm going, what I'm doing. And, now what's interesting here is that the Arrow Master represents fire energy. So either you or Lila are either in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could be in your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or in any other placements on your astrological natal chart. But we got fire energy here for sure. There's still a lot of desire and passion for each other, although there is an understanding that you both have to discover a whole new world. Wow. Talk about validation, confirmation, intuitive wisdom. What did I just say? There you go. Look at that. Intuitive wisdom. In new territory, unlock the ultimate truth. There you go. There you go. What the message that I'm getting here, okay, with this past is this horse king. In the past or recent past, when both of you were in this connection, I told you, I feel like both of you supported each other, helped each other's team, okay, like a cheerleader, okay, in different ways. There was a support system here that was very endearing. Let's just put it that way. Endearing, because that's what I'm getting here. You were the key, she was the lock, or she was the lock and you were the key, right? That's the energy here that's coming through from the past or recent past. Now things have changed. You're both individually moving in a new direction, really focused and centered on what your next step is. Now you are alone a key and she is alone a lock, or vice versa. She is the key by herself going into the world and you're the lock by yourself going into the world. And so the new experiences that you encounter individually are going to help you not only individually, but energetically together from a distance. Okay, I'm getting quantum physics here in regards to, there's a study in physics. You guys know I'm a professor, right? So I'm always reading studies and stuff like that. But there's a quantum, oh my God, I think it's called quantum resonance, when one particle is touched in one different location, and it's like the same particle, it's divided, and one particle is going through something, the other particle will be feeling it. So there's this energy here of that. So energetically it feels that way. So it says here, both of you are going to be in new territory, and both of you are going to unlock new set of experiences. Okay. The very interesting thing here, and listen, you know me, okay? I don't like to say things unless I am like positively sure of what the energy I'm picking up, okay? Because I'm not here to bring sunshine to things that aren't what's here. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm going to say it that way. I wouldn't be surprised if later in life, both of you end up crossing paths again, because it feels like that type of energy here. It feels like this energy of two people, yes, going their separate ways, but if life is meant to bring you together, that there may be here this type of interconnection at some point. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised. What's going on here in this no contact? So as I said, right now, both of you are really focused on, even if you guys end up in other connections, and if you guys, whatever, there's some thread here that connects both of you. Okay, so there's a deep sense of fondness, but both of you are very focused. You're detached. So like I said, I'm not surprised that both of you are like in a no contact, because that's what it says here. Because there needs to be an emotional detachment in order for both of you to focus on your next stage or next cycle or next milestone in your life. So that makes a lot of sense. You see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? Let's see. Very soon. Wow. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes now. There may be some thoughts here. What about self-love? Okay, so this is where, self-love. And I just said it. Both of you are very individually focused on yourselves. And that's good. In this reading, that's actually a good thing. This is coming across as very positive. It's coming across also bittersweet, like I said before. But listen, very soon, the more time passes, the more both of you are going to be more focused on your own lives. You're going to be more focused on what your milestones are, what lessons you need to learn, what new achievements you need to reach, what new heights you need to discover, what new territories, what new paths you're going to uncover here for the both of you. You're both are going to go individually in your individual paths, gaining a sense of wisdom, gaining and growing experience and maturity. Okay. So this self-love, it says, love yourself first. And like I said, in order for both of you to focus on yourselves, you have to emotionally detach here from each other. So that no contact is allowing both of you to learn more about yourselves individually and get to where you need to get to. And it may be very much connected to career, because I'm getting here something connected more to career than anything else. It's like you guys have really good possibilities here with career, and just right now may not be the moment. And it's so funny because I'm seeing clairvoyantly this Oh my God, what's her name? Holy crap. Wait, hold on. Penelope Cruz and Bardem. I don't know if you know these two actors, but if you like put Penelope Cruz and you see who her husband is, and I'm not saying that this is the case here, but this, I said this before and it's coming through again. Penelope Cruz, and I saw their love story thing on YouTube. Penelope Cruz and her current husband, something Bardem or Bardum, I forgot his name. I don't know his name as much as I know her name, but if you Google her, you'll find him because they're married. But they actually knew each other years ago. They actually worked on a project together, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm seeing them in this energy here. So this could be very much connected to your reading, where they met each other. They knew each other from before, right? When they started acting. So she had started acting, he had started acting, and they crossed paths. I think they worked with each other once upon a time, or whatever. I know they're both actors, right? The point of the story here, and I feel that this is the reason why I'm seeing them clairvoyantly in regards to this reading, is because they ended up years later, 20 years later, 10 years later, I don't know how many years later, but years later, and we know that Penelope Cruz, she dated, she did this, she dated and whatever, she had a life, and he had his own life, but somehow they interconnected again. And so there is this energy here, and there's a reason why I'm seeing that specific couple in this reading, because they met each other. I want to say they met each other like when she was 19 or something like that, and they were like really young, like younger, and yeah, they went their separate ways, and then they ended up getting married later in life, and now they have two beautiful children, and they're married, and they're back together. So I wouldn't put it past this storyline having some type of elements there of that may be potentially, possibly happening in this storyline, because that's what I'm seeing clairvoyantly. It's just two people need to grow. And like I said, I'm getting something here having to do with career, which reminds me, I want to just add this last deck here for you. So your advice is going to be a little bit different than the other ones, and only because I'm going to use this one because I do feel it's career related. Okay. So maybe you need to get to the highest level of whatever it is that you're doing. She needs to get to the highest level at whatever she's doing, which is why you both need to really focus on that. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. I do feel that career paths have a lot to do with this. But there could also be a lot of other things involved that maybe I'm not seeing right now at this moment in time, but I'm getting that. Look at that. What did I just say? I can't with this. Look at this. True love. True love. There is pure, true love here. And by the way, I wasn't gonna grab this deck, but it did it. I was like, they were like, "Yep, my guy." Geez, I'm trying to get you some light here. There you go. True love. Look at that. Wham bam. I'm going to tell you something here. Even though you guys are in no contact, I feel that there is this energy of still wanting to know how each other is doing. You might not speak to each other right away, but you may start looking at each other's social media if this doesn't happen already. So there's this thing of like looking at each other's social media platforms and just wanting to know how life is going for each other, but not in a very kind of like detached way. Last but not least, let's see what else is going on here. All right, so that's why I was feeling there's a deep bond here between the both of you. This isn't a typical no contact reading here. This is a bittersweet type of energy that I'm getting here. And again, it's for a bigger purpose. It's for a bigger reason here, okay? I do want to mention here, There is a angel number. You get fit. You have 42. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6, and the number 15. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. Okay, so there we go. Intuitive friends, if you are wondering if you want to get on to this reading, please do. There we go. Okay. If you're going to do a reading, do it now, because once I am done with Baker 215, I will be closing these readings. So if you want to take part right now, please do so. Yeah, you guys are going to check in with each other in a very roundabout way. So I do feel that social media, looking at the profiles, just seeing how life is evolving for the both of you. But this is important. This separation is important here. Okay? There's something better, meaning there could be very big leaps and bounds, maybe having to do with career, and we'll see, because I'm going to be giving you your last card here with this. Last but not least, let's see what's coming through. Bountiful nature. Because I felt that this has a lot to do with career, I feel that you may go very far in whatever it is that you plan to do career-wise. Lila may go very far in regards to going somewhere career-wise. I feel that both, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe you guys are in acting or in something creative, because they keep getting actors with your, I don't know if you guys are in acting or like creative projects or something, but I'm getting, this is like a real deal here. Okay. All right, this says spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of the universe's infinite abundance. Listen carefully. When things get a little bit rough in life in general, or if things get too heavy emotionally to this connection, go outside. Okay? Go outside. Connect with nature. That's going to lift up your energy. Okay. It says go outside, enjoy a walk or hike with your pet, meditate underneath a tree, a garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Okay. Something more will flourish with time. Right now, super important for both of you to really focus. But I don't know why I keep seeing more like actors. Literally, I saw Penelope Cruz and something Bardome, whatever his name is. My apologies if these actors ever come across this like YouTube channel. But I don't know his name. He's a great actor. She's a great actress. And I just keep seeing not only their love story, but I'm seeing like, I don't know if there's a profession here having to do with acting, with movies, with creativity or something. But whatever it is, that's what I'm seeing. I hope these messages here have been insightful for you. Okay. Bake 215. Thank you so much for your super, and hope to see you soon. All right, intuitive friends, drop a rose in the comment section. Let me know that these messages have been insightful. I want to say a special thank you to Monica. Monica, I want to say a special thank you to Rose Quartz. I see Monica came back. Hello, Monica. Welcome back. I'm going to give you another reading. Oh, you're very welcome, Bake 215. Don't forget about me when, when whatever this is, blooms and flourishes, Oh, this is beautiful. That was a really nice reading. So intuitive friends, I want to say thank you to the following subscribers. Okay. I want to say thank you to Rose Quartz. By the way, Rose Quartz, hang in there. I'm going to give you another reading. I want to say thank you to Monica. Hold on, because you each get your own clapping session. Monica, thank you for your super chat. I want to thank I want to thank Patty Alvarez donation. Thank you so much, Patty Alvarez. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. I want to thank Bake215 for the super chat. I want to thank Ascending Universal Butterfly for being part of the membership tier number 3. Tier number 3, Oracle of Revelation. Thank you so much for being part of our membership tier. And I also want to thank Rose Quartz again for your second super chat. Okay. Thank you, intuitive friends. All right, up next we have Rose Quartz, but first, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. Okay, thank you so much for the beautiful compliments of, oh, you're a wonderful reader, you're so accurate, you're always on point, thank you. Bake215 says, when we blow up, we're coming back to get you. Yes, listen, you know how to reach me, okay? LexaTarot@gmail.com, honey. So you know where to find me. But and you could also find me through my website as well. Okay. Pats with an S at the end, patsofhealing.com. And there we go, intuitive friends. Thank you so much. I always have such a great time with you guys. And I don't know any of you personally, but when things come through, like they always come like, I love to hear when it actually validates what's going on, like facts that are evidentially. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's see. Bake215. Let me take 2 minutes because I know I did it. Rose Quartz, I'm coming back to you. Okay, my love. Just give me 1 second. Let me see. What were some validation confirmations here? Bake215. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay, here. Bake215. Glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. Happy I caught you. Yeah, I'm happy too. Rose Quartz says, my twin flame Lila is an Aries. There you go. The arrow master. As you know, the arrow is the symbolism for Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So validation confirmation there. Great to see. Next thing you wrote here is Bake215. It says, is funny because the twin flame journey is a maze to get to each other. Oh, wow. Yeah, very true. Didn't even think about it in that way. Huh. That is so true. It's like that, but we know we have to do what we have to do to be together to go through the life journey. Yes. See, and I'm always happy I love to read this after I do my readings. Okay? Because number one, you guys know I need to be fully engaged into what I'm channeling. So I can't be reading like, the messages here. But I love to read the messages after the reading because this is exactly what I felt. I felt that bittersweet energy. I felt like this is something that we need to do, like we have to do. There's still tenderness in our hearts for each other, but we got to go our separate ways. We got to do what we got to do. It says, please like, share. Oh, yeah, at Butterfly. Thank you so much. I told you she's an Aries. There is a magnetic attraction between us. We always gotta come back. Oh, wow. We are twins. We feel each other's energies. Bingo. That's why I was getting that quantum resonance. There's always a reason why I'm seeing, and feeling and experiencing these messages. That's why I kept saying quantum resonance. And I was talking about physics out of all things, right? Physics here on the channel. But it's true. A lot of spirituality is connected to physics. It says, yes, we are both locking in our own careers and we are entrepreneurs. Oh, nice. Says, yes, me and my twin flame knew each other since we were 12 years old. Wow. That's a long time. 18 years we knew each other. What? It's so funny because I was kept getting like what's her name? Penelope Cruz and her husband. They knew each other were like they were teens or something like that. So that's why I was getting that too. Okay, this is a real connection. We got bigger purpose. We got to grow apart to come back and fulfill our purpose. Yes, with our higher selves. Yeah. Yeah, very true. That's what I was getting. It says, I'm thinking about making a movie on our love story. That's funny you say that. Oh, yeah, because I kept getting, I'm like, there's something here about I don't know why they held this other comment, but I have it here. I said show. It's not, I don't know why it's not showing. But maybe because it says blow up or something like that. I don't know. They held it, but I have it here. But that's what I'm picking up. And again, listen, you guys may do different things with your, with your life. You may get married to other people. You may have children with other people. Who knows? But I do feel that there is an intertwining energy here with each other. I wouldn't be surprised if you come back later in life. Yeah, when we blow up, coming back together. Yes, come to get me. All right. Thank you so much, Bake 215, for giving everyone that validation confirmation. More importantly, me, because I'm the one who's doing the channeling here. So thank you so much. All right. Up next, we have Rose Quartz. Okay. So Rose Quartz, welcome back. Thank you so much for your super. And if, let me wait. If there isn't anyone after Rose Quartz, I will be closing up the readings for the what's going on with spilling the tea. Intuitive friends, those of you who have gotten a reading with me, please feel free to share my YouTube channel link with people you feel would benefit from the channel, would benefit from either the content, would benefit from the free readings that I give. And to the super chat live readings. Okay, I will be doing more super chat live readings in 2026 than I did in 2025. Okay, so sometimes those free readings are not going to be there as much because I do have members that I have to give readings towards, and other things that I'm expanding myself, just like all of us. We all want to grow and expand. So if you want to be part of these readings, just make sure that you still stay subscribed. All right, intuitive friends, let's jump into the reading here with Rose Quartz. Okay, let me just do another shuffle. I'm an aggressive shuffler. So when things pop out of my decks and when things fall on this table, it's because that's how it's meant to happen. Okay. Intuitive friends, don't forget to take a look at the content. Okay, I know that we get very excited with the readings, but also give me some love by taking a look at the content, giving me a thumbs up, dropping a rose. All right. So that's super important part of the channel as well. Okay. For those of you who are members, you already know tomorrow is our day together, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 12 something. It may even run to 1 o'clock because it may be my time to chat with you all. So there we go. So don't forget, if you are part of the members, whether it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tomorrow is my members only appreciation day. So come stop by and have some fun. All right, Rose Quartz, let's see here what your question is. Your question is, what is the outcome or the potential outcome of this breakup with Tony? Okay, potential outcome. All right, let's see. What is the potential outcome here? I'm getting, hold on. I should have read the question. Okay. Here we go. The potential outcome. Yeah. I'm being sent in this direction. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Okay. What is the potential outcome here? All right. So I got extra decks here. What is the potential outcome between rose quartz? I'm sorry. I like to say the way you guys write it. What is the potential outcome of this breakup with Tony? And that is rose quartz with Tony. Ooh, something flipped. Okay, I read from this direction. Lone path, needing to take time out or be on your own for a while. Okay, so it feels like this breakup. Okay, there's more coming. Okay, there are more messages, but so far, this is coming across as this breakup is needed or was needed in order for both of you to find your way alone through life right now, to experience other experiences individually right now. It feels this, it's more of an energy of like, I got to be on my own. There are things that are being reconsidered and thought of. Okay. That's coming through with this lone path. Okay, so it's 246. Okay. That's what's coming through here with this lone path. It's coming across as there's this time that you need a timeout. Tony needs a timeout. Both of you need to look and identify your own self-sabotaging thoughts and limited beliefs. You both need to figure out what didn't work with each other, what you can hold yourself accountable for, and what Tony can hold himself accountable for. Identify those areas and allow yourselves to grow from that self-identification of old patterns, attachments, shadow self. Okay. Because there's something here having to do with maturity. Okay. I'm not saying someone was immature, but I'm saying that there's this energy of, while this connection is on hiatus, while there is this breakup, it's not even hiatus, it's a breakup. While both of you are exploring and understanding more about not only yourselves, but also about the whys and other factors here that created tension, there could also be a sense of enlightenment. There could also be this growth. Now, if you take a look at this scene, all of the leaves are brown. It's like autumn. So brown leaves are telling me maturity. They're telling me more experience. They're telling me things that both of you need to figure out, that you need to release within yourselves, meaning self-sabotaging thoughts, limited beliefs. Okay. What runner chaser dynamic thing was going on? Who is, if there is or there are fears, what are those fears? Overcoming those fears. Okay. So that is super, super important here, because there's a learning, there's a lesson here on why this breakup happened. There's a lesson here. Now, if you go in your direction and not really take a soul searching approach to the breakup, and if he goes through the breakup without doing the soul searching time that it takes when you are living a single life, then what's going to happen is you are going to bring to your next connection the same thing that happened here, and he's going to bring into his connection the same thing that happened here. Okay, let's see what else unfolds, but that's what I'm getting here. Potential outcome, you're both maybe in a very, very much on your own path, but there's a reason for it. There's more work that needs to be done. There needs to be more realization of certain things. Certain things need to be kind of looked at from a mature, context. Meaning maybe there isn't one person to blame here. Maybe it's both of you, right? And there may be an ego part or a prideful part of ourselves that we don't see. We don't see when we are in the energy of an old pattern or an old behavior. And so this is giving both of you that free reign here to learn that individually. Okay, because I feel there was a lot of hurt involved when together. It may not have been huge and big, but there were a lot of feelings here connected to this. So let's see. All right. Don't let your past hold you back. What I just said. Validation, confirmation. What I just channeled. What is the potential outcome here in this breakup? That both of you learn the lessons that you needed to learn, because we learn lessons in different ways when we're talking about love. Okay, so I'm just specifically talking about love as the context. When we are in a relationship, in a partnership, in a connection, there are lessons that we learn together. Why? Because person A triggers person B's hidden situations, circumstances, events, shadows, old patterns. Person A triggers person B, and that creates here a little bit of, oh my gosh, I'm uncomfortable, but you grow through uncomfortability. Person B does things, says things, or whatever in a connection that triggers person A. Person A gets a little bit uncomfortable. But this uncomfortability between person A and person B, when both of you are in a connection, is part of the growth within each other and within the connection. So there are lessons that we have to learn when we are in a connection. And then there are lessons that we learn alone. And that's what this is coming through. That whatever this breakup, separation, whatever this breakup has done, the outcome of the separation potentially here is for both of you to learn what you experienced, not only in the past with each other, but also the patterns that you need to take a very closer look at with other connections. Okay. Was it a career thing? Was it that one person wanted children and the other person didn't? Was it that one person wanted to relocate and the other person didn't? Was it that there was a long distance connection and one person didn't like the long distance connection? What if is it scheduling? Is it families? Is it like, what was the issue here? And for you to really look at that issue and say, well, what did I learn from this experience with, my ex? And so not only learn from it, but then once you know and you identify what those things were, then how can you either self-correct, or maybe you have made a whole different type of awareness here. And that's what this lone path is about. Because maybe he will realize something like, you know what, now that I've been in this connection, I know that fill in the blank. I don't want fill in the blank. And maybe that's the same thing here with you. You went through this connection and now you're like, you know what, going forward, I don't want a connection that fill in the blank. Okay. An example for me, I don't want to be in a connection that my partner and I can't enjoy life, away from the responsibilities and things that are the daily hustle and bustle. Now, yes, do I understand that both me and whomever, because I'm single now, but whomever, right, comes into my life, they need to understand that I love to travel. I love to experience. I love quality. I love experiences. This is what makes me me. So if I end up choosing someone and I see that it's someone who does not have a work and life balance in check, then it's not going to work for me, right? So again, and that's just an example from my own personal experience, right? There's many, many more, but that's just giving here that type of energy here. Right after that, we have work through your fears. Exactly. Self-sabotaging thoughts or limited beliefs. And what's interesting is in the other reading that you had, that word came up again. This is the second time, second reading, and that's come up. So there are some type of fears that you may have that may stem from your childhood, that may stem from your past, codependency here, then you need to take a closer look at, you know. So I feel that this breakup, potentially here, the outcome is for you to work on yourself and him to work on himself so that you could be the best versions of yourself for the next chapter in your life. Okay. That chapter could be both of you being alone, it could be both of you being with other people. But that's the lesson here. Okay. Sometimes we write our list and sometimes we manifest things and we don't understand that maybe there's certain things that you should have said in that list or added to that list that maybe you didn't. And now that you've experienced this connection with Tony, now there's this like, aha, I should also add X, Y, and Z. Right? So, a person could be very kind of like check off the majority, but there could be that one thing that just completely throws the connection in a whole different direction. Okay, so an example from my end, whomever I end up with in my life, I want them to have a very clean situation from whatever past or recent past that they endured. You know what I mean? So if a person is coming divorced, not that they're divorcing, not they're in the process of, because then I'm going to end up having to deal with the stress of their stress. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to carry that. So I know that if I don't want that, I have to say to myself, okay, so I want to generate, I want to manifest, I want to attract a person who doesn't have the luggage, the baggage of a divorce that's going bad at the moment, or that they're divorcing, or that they have a very tense situation or legal cases going on, or whatever. You see, that's just an example. But I wouldn't have said that had I not been in a situation where that was the case. That completely went over my head once upon a time. And then I said, holy crap, this part is super important. I don't want someone who has these baggages, because then something that's very good and meant to be together is going to be affected by external situations. When people are going through a lot, they end up having a lot of stress. And it may not be stress that you're bringing into the relationship. It's their stress, and now their stress becomes your stress. But see, this is what I'm getting here with you. Let's see what else is coming through here. Rose quartz. Intuitive friends, rose quartz is the last person. If no one else jumps in, to get a super chat live, then rose quartz will be the last one. What is the potential outcome here of this breakup with Tony? You have here denial. Okay. There may have been something here within the connection with Tony, okay, that you may have felt. And I'm not saying for you to tell me or tell us, maybe this is something private, but there was something here that you felt you couldn't be authentically you. Like you felt you had to change something that either A, you couldn't change, or you were asking him to do something and he felt like, if it makes me feel like I can't do X, Y, and Z. So that there were perhaps here in this connection, this energy where you felt like I can't fully be myself. Okay, let me give you an example. And again, I'm going to give you a personal example as hypothetical. Let's say I meet someone and the person that I meet is totally fine and okay with the fact that I have an amazing career in fill in the blank, whatever that is. In real life, you guys know I'm a university professor, right? So they accept that part of me. They accept that I'm a university professor. They accept that I have a very flexible schedule. They accept that logical, rational, analytical part of me. However, my life is not composed of only one section. I also have my intuitive section, right? Right? And I'm saying section just to compartmentalize this so that this can make sense. So I'm a born intuitive. I have my clairs. I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. Okay. I have private clients. I have my YouTube channel. I channel messages. I, you know, experience the world in a very different way spiritually because I'm gifted. I have, my 6, 7, 10,000 million senses, right? So whomever's with me can't just say, I like Lexa, but I only like this portion of her. I only like the part that's, logical, rational, analytical. I don't accept this part of her. Her spirituality, the fact that she is, a psychic medium, intuitive, whatever, all that. You see, if I'm in a connection where a person only accepts one part of me and doesn't accept the other, then I'm not being my authentic self. Now, I'm giving you that example to say that this breakup, the outcome here is for you to realize what part of that connection that you had with Tony gave you or placed you in a position where you felt you couldn't authentically embrace whatever your passion was. So if your passion is a career that seems to be a little bit difficult, the person who loves you will accept not only your career, but what comes with a career or whatever it is. If you have children, they will accept you and the responsibilities that come with your children or whatever this is. Okay. So there may have been instances here where you felt like, you may be in a position where like, I can't change it. Right. Like for me, I can't change it. This is my life. My life is composed with the logical, rational, analytical, the 3D world, as well as the ethereal. That is who I am. I can't turn a blind eye on either one because both are super important in my life. That's what makes me me. And so for you, that may be here, that type of awareness, and maybe here to find someone or to call into your energy field, someone that is more in alignment with who you are and what you are. Okay. So rose quartz, that is also what's coming through. All right, let's see what else is coming through. I have 2 more decks and then I'll be done with your reading, but you have here High Priestess of Air, okay? High Priestess of Air has a lot to do with the logical, rational thought. This breakup, the outcome of this breakup, the potential outcome of this breakup is made for you to not only work through your fears, to let go of past patterns that you have had, codependent behaviors or codependent situations here that you need to be made aware of for you so that you can grow, so that you don't get yourself caught up in situations or in connections that don't let you be your true authentic self. They embrace you, but they don't embrace the challenges. And when I mean challenges, intuitive friends, listen, there's some things that we can change and some things that we can't. Okay. So, for instance, and this is just an example, if I'm in a connection with someone who has a challenging career, it is my responsibility to know beforehand what this career is, what the scheduling is, how do they balance work and life, and if it sounds and it looks like, this looks like something I can handle, then I make the decision to go ahead. So if I'm dating a detective, I understand that as a detective, the hours are going to be crazy. Am I okay with that? Right? If, I'm saying detective just because I know their schedules are, from my own personal experience. But again, it's like, are you willing to be part of that? Are you willing to accept that? If you're not, that's fine. If you are, then that's fine. But either way, you got to make a choice here for yourselves, right? You got to say to yourself, okay, this is what I'm willing to compromise on, and this is what I'm not willing to compromise on. So I'm not willing to compromise if someone has a whole bunch of baggage and issues having to do with, you know, children and exes and baby mama dramas and, all this stuff. Like, no, I don't want that. You know what I mean? I'm more open to working with someone who has a difficult work schedule than I am to picking someone again who has those type of issues that they haven't resolved. Okay, one I can control. I can control the scheduling. I can figure something out with their scheduling. I can't figure something out with something that wasn't created by me, made by me, and has nothing to do with me. So that's that type of energy that I'm getting here. So this breakup, the potential outcome here is for you to realize, to have the logical, rational, analytical thinking and say to yourself, what are the things that I can compromise on moving forward in my life down the road when I choose to be in a connection? And what things am I not going to deny myself? Right? What are you willing to compromise on and what are you not willing to compromise on? And in this connection, you may have felt like you didn't have that choice. It was like you were, maybe those conversations weren't had beforehand. But now you know better. And now that you know better and now that you're experienced this connection, now you have a clearer picture of how you're going to move about future connections. Okay, so that's the possible outcome here for you and Tony, the reflection of this. All right, let's take a look here. By the way, intuitive friends, I'm almost wrapping up Rose Quartz's reading. So if no one else is doing a super chat, then I will be closing the readings and I'll see you guys tomorrow, especially those of you who are part of my membership tier. Let's see. What is the potential outcome here? It feels like the outcome is growth, that the outcome is healing, that the outcome is clarity, that the outcome is resolving your own codependencies that you have within you, that maybe you haven't healed from that. And maybe you're accepting less than what you deserve. So there's a shift in that. And the potential outcome here is kind of like you making sure that you don't go back to old patterns of behavior, that you let go of the past so you can open yourself up to a better beginning here. And that's exactly what's here, exactly what I said. The potential outcome of this breakup is the yang energy. And what is the yang energy? Now, this is an oracle deck, but as a tarot deck, the yang card here represents the Ace of Wands. This is very, very positive. The potential outcome of this breakup is for you to be more proactive in those things that I've been channeling here in your reading. For you to have and regain your inspired action. Ace of Wands energy is the flame of the divine light, the flame of the divine, the spark in your belly, the being passionate about something, being passionate about doing things on your own, exploring, living life, okay, by yourself for now. And that's okay. It's a solo journey, but it's one that you're going to learn a lot from based on this connection that you had. Okay. And so when you, again, take a look at the messages that I channeled here before, because I don't want to be repetitious, but once you kind of get a handle on that, work through that, clear that, see what your patterns are, heal from it, grow from it, you're going to be a brand new person coming out on the other end, because because the yang energy, and by the way, look at that. One, it may be a solo path, but it's one that's going to reignite your soul. It's going to get you more motivated, more inspired, more driven. The fire within you, it's going to be like, I know what I want. I know what I don't want. I know the type of connection, that I'm wanting to manifest. I know the changes that I need to make. I know that I need to work on myself. I need to make sure that I don't allow my past, whether that's from childhood trauma, family wounding, or past connections. I got to work through my fears, my codependency fears, whether that is the fear of um being by myself, starting new, the uncertainty, feeling comfortable being by myself, feeling comfortable on the waiting, not rushing, waiting for the right opportunity to come because I know exactly what I want. Okay. I don't want a connection where that deprives me or denies me my ability to be myself. Okay. I need to think about these things. I need to figure out how I'm going to make those changes, how I'm going to, make sure that I don't have attachments to the fear of abandonment or the fear of intimacy or the fear of being by myself. So the yang energy is a way beautiful energy here of newness, new beginnings. The outcome or potential outcome of this breakup with Tony is for you to find your own passion, your own way, and your own spark in something very new, because you will present yourself in a new energy in the world. And so that energy is going to be felt by those that are resonating at the same frequency and manifesting what you're manifesting. So I would tell you, take a look at my energy healing and daily affirmations. There, I have a nighttime affirmation and I also have a divine counterpart affirmation. Both very good tools and both free on my channel for you to take a closer look on how to heal that energy. Okay. Oh, and also work on your heart chakra, 639 hertz. Okay. Release that heart chakra heaviness that you have from the breakup, right? The sadness. And, align all of your chakras every day before you get out of bed. Okay. Pretty soon, I'm going to have another type of affirmation on my channel, which is going to be the affirmation of gratitude. So that is coming up this week. But again, by doing, the 7 alignments of your chakra, by doing the energy healing, by doing nighttime affirmation and divine counterpart affirmation, when the time comes, maybe the divine counterpart affirmation right now may not be the best, but working on you is. Okay. Last but not least, rose quartz, let's wrap up your reading here. Thank you again for coming back on. I hope that this has given you some type of clarity. I do feel that this is a lot of you work. 2026 is the year of 1. So it does make sense here, rose quartz, that not only you have the 1, but you also have here yang. Remember, 2025 was the year of 9. And I feel, even though we're in 2026, we're still in the year of 9, because astrologically speaking, the astrological new year begins in Aries season. So I'm not surprised that that this breakup happened now, because we still haven't hit that Aries season. Remember, Aries is in the spring. Okay. So that's the brand new chapter. So I feel that your 1 is going to be more in April during that Aries season. And not only because Aries is a fire sign, but it's also the first sign of the zodiac. And it's also the astrological new year. Last but not least, so work on this now. So you're kind of like in a whole different energy by the spring. All right, and Twitter friends, rose quartz, let's find out your last and final card here. And what's coming through for you? You have discovery. Look at that. What did I say? It's going to be a solo energy, but it's one that you are going to be doing a lot of work, but also a lot of discovering. Remember, you don't know something until you experience it. And once you experience it, then you know, I want that same experience again, or no, I don't want that experience again. Or yeah, there's certain parts I do want, but there's certain parts that I could live without. There you go. Discovering the new you with the Ace of Wands or that Yang energy. Discovery says you are being wow. Whoop. I'm going to give a clap for myself because this is exactly what I said. Listen carefully. This says you are being called to explore the resources and opportunities around you. You got to get to know yourself a little bit more here. Like I said, clean that up. That's good. What did I say? Once you're in this new energy, what's coming up after this breakup? The outcome is that you're going to be you're going to present yourself as a brand new you. Okay? Your perspectives have changed. You've worked on yourself. You cleared your energy. You're healing your heart. You're identifying all those things that I mentioned earlier. And what's going to happen? Your energy is going to precede you. Your energy of I'm ready, I'm confident is going to precede you. So what are you going to do? You're going to attract people who are in your energy field. Okay? Listen to this. New collaborations, new projects, or new relationships will potentially be drawing near when you work on you. That's why this breakup happened. Now this potential outcome is going to be brand new you. This journey will not offer spiritual growth, this journey will not only offer spiritual growth. I said that before, working on your 7 chakras, energy healing, nighttime affirmation, and with time, divine counterpart affirmation, bingo, spiritual growth, but also bring material abundance. The right conditions for the right environment and the right person for the right life that you're living once you focus on that. Do not fear to pursue it. Remember that I said there's something here that you feel like you may have been denying yourself. It may have created a little bit of tension and change in the connection. Do not fear to pursue it, as unexpected rewards are waiting for you to discover. What are the unexpected rewards? Those that you are going to be proactively attracting into your new energy when the time comes. I'm going to show you this. And as I show this, intuitive friends, I want to thank you, Rose Quartz, for your love, your loyalty, and support. Hopefully, this has given you a lot of clarity. For those of you who are here on the channel, I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, your support, and your loyalty. Don't forget, if you are a member, come back tomorrow, because tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until maybe 12 something Eastern Standard Time, I will be giving free readings for the topic that has won the poll. Remember, the poll closes, intuitive friends, at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tonight I'm going to close the polls and then I'll see what the results are. That being said, Rose Quartz, I hope these messages have been insightful, my love. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and continue to subscribe. I do want to make a mention here, intuitive friends. And I want to say thank you again for all of you who have come out. And those of you are, sorry here. Hold on. What happened? What happened here? Okay, so I want to give a huge thank you to the following subscribers. I want to say thank you to Rose Quartz. I want to say thank you to Monica. A special thank you here for Patty Alvarez, who gave a donation to the channel. I want to thank Ascending Universal Butterfly, who has now participated in part of the membership tier. I want to say tier number 3, the Oracle of Revelation. So thank you so much. I want to thank Bake 215 and who else did I catch everything? Everyone? And Rose Quartz again. So I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, your loyalty, and your support. Don't forget to take a look at the content as well and share my YouTube channel with like-minded souls. Intuitive friends, I'll see you. I don't know if I'm coming back later or what I'm doing, but I'll see you guys soon. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to drop a rose in the comment section as well as in the chat. And that lets me know that these messages resonated for you. Intuitive friends, great deep appreciation to all of you. And I'll see you next time.